Imagine this, a shy 4-year-old with 2 afro pigtails standing at the back of the dance floor. Curious, excited, and not quite sure where to take a leap. My very first dance classes, ballet, tap, and Latin. With the pink tutus and the dancing tap shoes and the glittery and sparkling dresses. 2 steps forward, a slide to the left, side tap, side tap. Those very first few dance steps opened a whole new world for me where I felt a sense of belonging and a voice. School felt difficult, like a steep hill to climb. I was able to socially interact in the dance studio, where at school felt alien to me. So, dance and movement became a part of my path along my learning development and growth. My entry into dance was not conventional, certainly not in a traditional way, let's give our daughter something to do on a Saturday morning type of vibe. No. While the nursery nurses and the teachers stumbled and questioned over my learning development and growth, my aunt introduced dance as a way to help me stay focused. Let's call it your alternative route to education and learning. Meanwhile, my mother's perseverance and her commitment towards my education, my access needs, and my dancing dreams earned me a seat at the speech specialist chair. That's right, gaining access to a speech specialist and dancing medals coexisted for me from day one. You see, the world of performing arts and dance for me behind the scenes was only meant to be a one-off, temporary solution. Little did I know that I'll still be here in dance today. It's now contributed towards my life path, my identity, and my personality. Little did we know that we'd be here in dance, using dance to support us with our confidence, self-expression, helping us to unlock creativity and talents, despite any hidden disabilities, as it did for me with dyslexia and autism. Before I dive in and share more about dyslexia and autism, allow us all to take a step back and let's picture this first. In England, there are 1.7 million children with a special educational need. That's 1 in every 10 child. What if I told you that classroom silence may not be down to shyness or disengagement? It may just be dyslexia, tying up tongues, or it may just be autism holding back words and stepping back from social interaction altogether. What if those 1.7 million kids were also offered an alternative route to their education and learning? Because there's always a way, right? Well, for me, what I can say is that the brutal truth is teacher said to me, Tamar, focus, work harder, practice your phonics, your your b, and your k, your th, and your th, because there's 2 ths in phonics, by the way. The true impact of dance is that it enables emotional expression when talking feels tough. It aids and supports our confidence, even our balance, our direction, coordination, sequences, all these soft skills we tend to overlook, right? Just 20 minutes daily dance movement for a child is enough to support them with their focus and participation in the classroom, known as executive functioning, especially for those with dyslexia. So why don't we together take that focus from the dance studio or from the stage and place it in the classroom? Why don't we enable a child to feel a greater sense of happiness and satisfaction in and outside of the classroom, as it did for me? Because those dancing tap steps were not just tapping for me as that shy 4-year-old. This takes me way back where I jetted off to Thailand teaching English as a foreign language. I landed in the Thai school and I was supporting the children with their learning development and growth, as well, getting out all the textbooks. They also struggled like any other child would worldwide. So what did I go and do? Totally not planned, by the way. I pushed and I shoved the tables out of the way and I said, children, put your dancing shoes on. 2 steps forward, a slide to the left, side tap, side tap. The children were shocked, and so was I. I said, children, what are you looking at me for? It was a part of the lesson plan anyway. What I really liked is that their faces lit up with joy. I admired the fact that the children all then worked together in unison and participated well through the power of movement. You see, for me, as a child growing up, I was diagnosed with dyslexia because I struggled with words. Reading, writing, and comprehending it all has felt quite difficult. What people can't see with me is that my mind would be working overtime, literally. I'd forget what I said yesterday, but I'll never forget how I felt 10 years ago. It's strange, isn't it? It's quite messy. For me, I had the rhythm and the flow without needing any words. As for autism, I didn't learn about that as a child, but today, as I've stepped into adulthood, still the world feels quite brighter, messier, louder. You see, I'll never forget about the time when someone approached me and said, Tamar, you're not quite like my 7-year-old nephew, who also has autism. And I said, well, you're right, because I'm not like the 7-year-old nephew who also has autism. Because we're simply not the same. 2 people with autism are completely different, hence why we call it on a spectrum. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a lifelong neurodevelopmental condition that affects the way we show up in this world, the way we communicate and interact with one another. What I can say is that we are diverse and extraordinary. Symptoms can vary from person to person. That's from sensory sensitivities, that's from lights to sounds, difficulties with eye contact, and yes, the way we interact with our peers, on the playground, even in the office, at work, because age is not a factor here. So instead of looking at dyslexia and autism as a difference, why don't we together embrace that difference with acceptance and with joy? So today, why don't we learn to step out of the limitations and let's step into the possibilities and let's question what is possible, despite any hidden disabilities. For me, dance became possible, the studio, the stage, where I was able to show up as my true, authentic self. Because who knows, there may just be another shy 4-year-old standing at the back of the room or the dance floor who's also curious, excited, and may not be sure when or where to take a leap. So why don't we together turn our challenges and strengths into our strengths tomorrow? Thank you.